Welcome. Welcome everyone to the podcast. Welcome everyone to the podcast. On today's podcast, we will have a series of random topics to talk about. Let me start by saying this podcast is not for everyone. The topics can be inappropriate at times and not for minors. If you are rude or disrespectful, you will be kicked out of the live. Any questions, please hold till the last 5 minutes. My podcast is every night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, so don't miss it. We will not have a co-host, too much of a short notice. So I'm going to go through the list of topics and talk about my experience with them and how I feel. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Our first topic today is makeup. So basically, let's talk about my makeup journey. I started doing makeup in 2019. And it was more of like simple, like I was messing with eyeshadows and lipsticks. I didn't know anything about foundation or blush or bronzer. I didn't know any of that. I didn't even know what highlighter was for a long time. And then about 2020, I like mid-COVID, I started learning more, started dabbling in it more, started doing my nails, and around 2021, I started doing a full face of makeup by foundation, blush, bronzer, eyeshadow, lipstick. Fun fact, it wasn't until the beginning of this year that I started doing my brows. For the longest time, I never did my brows. Never filled them in, never got them done, nothing. Now recently, as of last year, I've gotten a hell of a lot better at doing my makeup. I've learned, what proper ways to do things, proper ways not to do things. And so I enjoy makeup. It brightens my day. It brings me joy. It is something that I love and enjoy more than anything in the world. Let's go to our next topic here. Funniest story. One of my funniest stories has to be, now I don't remember this, but I saw it on a old video camera that my Yaya Kelly had. And so when I was very little, I had this dog. It was this blue dog. And I am sitting in the living room with my aunt who was on the floor. And I go up and I stick the dog on her head. And I say, "Where's Blue Clues?" That has to be the funniest story. One of my funniest stories that I have. I have a lot of funny stories, but that's just one of many that I have. Let's hop into the next topic. Place I want to travel. One of the places that I want to go more than anything in the world is New York. I've always wanted to go to New York. I've wanted to live in New York. I just am obsessed with everything theater, music, Broadway, all of it. I want to go to New York. I want to live my Glee experience. I want to go see a Broadway show. I want to eat breakfast at Tiffany's like Kurt and Rachel. Like, I want to see a drag show. Like, there's so many things that I want to do when I go to New York. And I will get there eventually. I don't know about living there, but I will get there eventually. Living there is a little expensive nowadays, so I don't know about that. Vape break. Let's move on to our next topic. And y'all might realize that I'm kind of sticking to the script tonight. I don't have a co-host tonight, so everything in the podcast is going to be a little bit shorter than normally it is. It's not our hour-long podcast. I'm only on till 8:30 tonight, so I'm trying to get everything done that I have scripted out for the single podcast, because we're only going to like 8:30, 8:45 tonight. What is my top favorite movie? I'm going to have to say my top favorite movie is a classic, and that has to be the original Rocky Horror Picture Film with, oh god, what's his name? Hold on, let me look up his name. I don't know his name. The guy who played Frankenfurter on Rocky Horror. Oh god, what's his name? Hold on, let me look this up. Frankenfurter. How do I spell this? Frankenfurter. That's what we're gonna go with. Frankenfurter on Rocky Horror Picture Film, right? Yes. Although, if I can type it right. James Curry. That was his name. James Curry. Tim Curry. When he played Frankenfurter, I fell in love with Rocky Horror. Now, the newer one with Laverne Cox. Love Laverne Cox. She is an absolute goddess. I love her. That one is actually really good as well. It's not as favored as the original for me is, but I love that one too. I'm obsessed with it. Do I have any pets? I do have pets. I have fish, and that's about it. I have a freshwater fish tank, and I have a freshwater eel. And I am in the process of breeding ghost shrimp for my freshwater eel, which is going very well, by the way. Best way to relax. I'm gonna have to say the best way to relax. Can't say on here, but for those of you who do it, best way to relax. Best way for me to relax. I find relaxation in music. When I am overstimulated, when I am just not feeling it, the best thing for me is to just go in my room, lay on my bed, and play some music. That's the best way to relax for me. It is one of the best things for me, especially because I have ADHD and I get overstimulated so easily. Like, it doesn't matter, like, where I am. Like, when there's a lot of people and it's crowded, I get overstimulated so fast because even at like family gatherings and stuff, I can only handle so much at a time before I'm just like, no, I'm done. Goodbye. And you know, it's just so the thing with ADHD, if you have ADHD, you understand it's like million different voices. This person's going this person's going and this person's going and so there's just a million voices going on at once in your head, and it's just very overstimulating. And that's kind of what it's like with ADHD. It's just a bunch of voices talking to you at once, and noise here, noise there, truck, bird, whatever it is. And it's so funny because I always seem to find the smallest sound, like the refrigerator buzzing, and it'll just irritate me. It'll irritate the hell out of me. Another thing that irritates me is when I'm walking and I'm like walking at my fast speed, and then somebody just like I'm walking and then this slow person just gets in front of me. Oh my gosh. I get so irritated, but I'm just like, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But, you know, again, that's another ADHD thing. My favorite food is going to have to be pickles. I love pickles. I love fried pickles, dill pickles, sweet pickles. I love pickles. What is the most beautiful place you have been? The most beautiful place I have been, I'm going to have to say Endless Caverns. So if you've never been to Endless Caverns, it is a campground in Virginia. It is a campground in Virginia, and at this campground they have this tour of the caverns. And when I tell you, these caverns are so gorgeous. It is like an experience like there's no other. And I have pictures, but I'm just going to tell you this. I could sit here and I could show you the pictures, but there's no way you will experience it at the level that I did unless you go there in person. Best restaurant I have been to. The best restaurant I have been to is this little place there's this place called Drug City. And inside Drug City, there is this place called The Fountain, and they have amazing food. All the sodas are made, right there in front of you. Like, they're not bottled soda or fountain soda. They're just made right there in front of you. You know, the carbonation, the water, everything. They have really good chicken nuggets, and I just love that place. My favorite piercing. My favorite piercing is going to have to be my rook piercing right here that I got a month ago. I'm actually going Friday to get another piercing, or maybe two piercings. I haven't decided yet. And to actually get the rook balls replaced with hoop. Favorite tattoo. My favorite tattoo has to be the tattoo that I have on my thigh. I love sea turtles. So if you want to know, one of the things about me is I love sea turtles. And so I have this big, colorful, bright sea turtle tattoo on my upper thigh. And it's one of my favorite tattoos. And, you know, I started getting tattoos when I turned 18. When I turned 18, I was like, I want to get a tattoo. I wanted a tattoo for so long. I wanted to get a tattoo. This was my first tattoo right here, which is the Cancer symbol. My second tattoo was this bumblebee. Was my second tattoo. My third tattoo was I want to say my third tattoo was the sunflower and the autism awareness puzzle piece that I have on my ankle. And then my last tattoo that I have is my sea turtle. Of course, I have a couple stick and pokes here and there. Like I have this stick and poke on my hand. It's a smiley face. I have this stick and poke. I have a stick and poke on my finger. I have a couple stick and pokes. And that's just, they'll get covered up eventually with something. I have one more question left. So after this question, although it's not the amount of time that I wanted it to be, I am going to start wrapping up. Best baked good I've ever had. This one's a little tricky because I'm not a huge fan of baked goods. I mean, I can go for a donut every now and then, but baked goods in general, I'm not a huge fan of them. But I'm going to say the best baked good that I ever had are the best baked good I ever had is probably fresh baked bread. There's nothing like fresh baked bread right out of the oven. So warm. You put a little bit of butter on it. Oh my god, so good. I don't know if that's classified as a baked good. I was going to say one of those pastries from Giant that have the filling in them, but that's a pastry. That's not a baked good, I don't think. But like, I drew a blank. Don't know what I was going to say. But anyway, let's start wrapping up. Let me get, I have a couple things to say before I fully wrap up. Let me close out my computer. Hi, Snow. How are you doing? Let me close this out. Okay. Okay. Next podcast will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. From 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Tonight's podcast was a little short because I don't really have a co-host, so it's kind of hard to keep a convo going with just one person. I want to... Where is it? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. So with that, the podcast has come to an end. I appreciate everybody. Did I answer your question? What was your question? I'm sorry. I didn't see it. I don't know who that is, so I'm going to say no. And I also have been having a lot of personal family issues, so I dropped out of dance. So I'm not really... I don't know who that is, but I'll be back next year. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. A huge thank you to me for hosting what I could of this podcast by myself. And, our next podcast again will be December 27th from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, with that said, I love y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love you all so, so much. And y'all have a wonderful and amazing and a beautiful, beautiful evening. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.